Good morning, board members. I'm Lani Kawamara. I'm a county council member on Kauai, and I appreciate the time here that you're giving us to testify. I'm here mostly in concern because I've received many communications from our constituents about this particular permit. I've met with Mr. Gore, the applicant and his attorneys, and many of the constituents. Most of my concern is there's been discussion about this. There's a vertical access and a lateral access. In the report that was submitted to you officially, it says here that the report noted there is public access to the beach through the County of Kauai's road and pedestrian access way, and that lateral access across the beach is open to the public. That is incorrect, and that is in particular why I'm here. I want you to have the correct information. The county, unfortunately, has allowed their easement to lapse into something that is not traversable. It is dangerous and totally intraversable, as I found out and as the mayor found out on our site visit. I also want to indicate that there are 12 people here from Kauai that flew here, and in that sense, I would strongly suggest that you do come to the site and make a site visit. Due to the complexity of the access issues, both laterally, which is a state access problem with the Na'alahele and the Alaloa, and the county access, which is the vertical one, you really need to be able to see the lay of the land and understand how these are working together. I want to say that the Sproat family, of course, is widely respected and a great auntie, is a very loved kahuna. The Laymans are also very long-time family people on Kauai. I'm certain that we will be able to come to some kind of conclusion that will work for everybody. But it does require that you do your homework and see where exactly these access issues are having problems. So what I'm basically really asking for is either that you all come and see the site, take a look at the information, have a public hearing, and make a decision about the permit there. Because it's a complex issue. I spoke with the administrator, with the mayor this morning, and as of this date, we are speaking with the applicant, and we're trying to determine a vertical access. But at this point, I have no assurances. There's no written communication. There's no assurances that that's going to happen anytime soon. So when I'm hearing that the permit is approved, and Mr. Schenk and Mr. Lehman are very honorable, and they have said that they won't be putting up any fence until this issue is resolved. But I'm concerned about the issue that there will be no public access vertically.
There was a stipulation on our permit to work it out with the county, yeah.
I'm sorry?
It was a stipulation of the permit to work it out with the county.
Yes, it is, but I have not seen anything, and I've been trying to find out information and discussing it with the mayor since December, and I know you have also. But the fact is there is not public access as stated in your report, and it is important to be able to have that access before anything is put up. And yes.
You say there's not safe access.
No, there's no access.
There's no legal access?
There's no legal access.
The easement has
We have an
expired.
easement. We have an easement. The county has an easement. And I'll show you where it is.
Okay.
It's down here, through these rocks.
Oh, it takes it down to the rocks.
Yeah.
Then you gotta go along the rocks.
And then you travel along these rocks down to that sand. Okay. And that's a county easement, which is not traversable and not safe. And that's been determined.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the issue is everybody is trying to work together, but it may be premature to actually allow the fence to be built across the vertical access, and assuming that there's going to be, a lateral access, assuming there's going to be a vertical access. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, good afternoon. I'll be very brief. You've heard a lot of things from different people. You've seen a lot of different maps, and I thought it was important to be here today. You know, I'm Gary Hooser. I'm the Hawaii State Senator, Majority Leader in the Hawaii State Senate. I represent District 7, Kauai and Niihau. And I've served for 8 years in the Senate, 4 years on the Kauai County Council. I've lived in the district for 30 years. I'm the only senator Kauai gets. And I don't come here very often. And I think you realize that. I've maybe been here, this may be the second, maybe third time at the most. And I don't like to get involved. I have other issues to get involved with, but I think this is very, very important. And I wanted to share that with you. And I think that's why Councilmember Kawahara is here. When you talk about arbitrary and capricious, you know, my issues are access in two different forms. One is access to the process, okay? A number of people have said and demanded, and over again, including myself, in writing, that we need to have a public hearing on Kauai on this issue. You know, the senator representing Kauai Niihau has asked repeatedly for a public hearing. The council members asked for a public hearing. Many members of the public have asked for a public hearing. And I was told in writing that due to fiscal constraints, that we can't have a public hearing. And there's something wrong with this picture when you can get 9 residents from Kauai willing to pay their airfare over here, but yet we can't get the department to pay for staff to go over there. And not just provide input, but provide people the opportunity to listen to the testimony, provide questions and answers. I offered in writing to the chair to pay for a public hearing out of my legislative budget. Okay, and at the end of the day, there was no public hearing. I'll say, I would think, given the gravity of the situation, given the permanence of loss of public access to the coastline, that to me is arbitrary and capricious, and an insult to Neighbor Islanders and Kauai specifically in this particular issue. So I'm here mostly for that issue. Now, I'm not here for cattle. I'm not here for illegal campers, but it's for access. Okay, it's access to the beach. It's lateral access, and it's direct access to the ocean. I've been serving now from the Council and the Senate for 12 years. Every year or so, I get somebody call me and they, Senator, I can't go fishing anymore. Okay? I can't go down to where I used to go anymore because it's blocked off. And I think enough is enough. Everybody agrees there was a trail system. Everybody agrees, okay, that there's one over here and there's one over here. Where it connected in the middle, maybe it was here, maybe it was there. That seems to be the discussion. But everybody agrees there was a trail system. Everybody agrees that the Hawaiians, that it was traditional. It's just whereabouts was this trail system located. The applicant, and you know, it's a small community, and I have friends and respect the applicant and the attorneys on the other side of the issue also. Their position was, well, it's just a fence, it's temporary, we'll figure out later if there was access, we can always restore it. We all know what happens, okay? Possession is 9/10 of the law. The fence goes up, whose burden is it to prove that there's public access? Okay, it's a public, and the public cannot afford to hire attorneys and do this and do that. We know there was access there. I know, I've been out to the site, there is no question in my mind that that fence goes up, the public access will be diminished significantly. The lateral access stops, and the access to the beach itself stops. I appreciate the good faith intentions of the applicant, agreeing to work with the county, but we don't know what that'll look like. Agreeing to work with the county and work something out doesn't give me any specifics, any confidence what kind of access we're going to have down the road. The existing county access, you cannot traverse it, it's not safe. And so if we follow the letter of the law, that fence goes up, there is no access, period. No access to the beach and no access along the coast. Trusting that the applicant will work with the county to work out some kind of thing. But right now, there is no access. So I would encourage you to, I think ultimately the answer is to move Malka of the trail, put the fence up there. But in terms of the process, I encourage a public hearing at the minimum be held on Kauai. I encourage all of you to look at the situation as closely as possible. We don't get a second chance. Once the access is lost, to get it back is just an incredible, incredible challenge. And you know, we've seen a lot of maps. You heard a lot of testimony. You know, for me as a resident of Kauai, longtime resident, Mrs. Sprout is all I need, okay? She's said clearly, she was born in 1940. She's used that access continuously since she was a child. Okay, that's all I need. I know perhaps some of you need more than that, and there's a lot of information out there, but I think it's clear there was a trail there. I think it's clear the public access will go away if this fence goes up, and I encourage you to do the right thing and protect the public's right to the coastline. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ikua, 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 koi, ikua, mau, Mau khao khao. Ai. Cụ ê, ha.